jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world combat sports. Talking way too much, world combat sports. Talking way too much, world combat sports.
Once again, thanks for tuning in. You're listening to World Combat Sports. Salute to everyone that's on this Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Supporting, out there grinding, making money. You know what I'm saying? Providing for your families during the holiday. That's what it's all about, man. God bless you all. You know what I'm saying? Hope you're doing well. Real talk. It's very, very tough out here with everything that's going on. Big salute to the WCS supporters, man, on deck. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate every one of you for pulling up each and every day that you see me out here talking this combat sports media. So, apart from what a lot of what I'm hearing on YouTube, right, and Facebook, there seems to be some type of distortion or, discombobulation as to what's going on with Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, potentially crossing paths in this boxing game, y'all. Is some distortion as to who's truly number one. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford's number one whether you want to admit to it or not. He's number one, period. Now, what's coming to me as desperation is the fact that now Spence fans are all about bringing up history. You know what I'm saying? Like this isn't a reading assignment. You know what I'm saying? This ain't an open mic where you go there and people listen to you talk about certain things. In this particular case, I'm continuing to hear the same thing. Like they got to provide storylines on what Spence did back in the day. You got to provide storylines. But just recently, before he was fighting Kell Brook, he's like, he ain't fought nobody. Spence resume supersedes, It's much more better than Terrence Crawford. Then he defeats Kell Brook and defeats Sean Porter. Better than Errol Spence did it. Now, I hear his fans and his pundits and advocates, they want to talk about storylines back in the day. If you still trying to push this Spence as the boogeyman of the welterweight division, you are absolutely clueless. If you're still pushing this man down hashtag when it comes to Errol Spence, you are delusional. You are absolutely delusional. You need some type of medication, goddammit. Because in no way, shape, or form, anyone in the welterweight division is scared of Errol Spence. It's not happening. The boogeyman shit is done. It sounded all good, but Halloween is come and gone, and we moved on to bigger and better things. Because you can talk about a monster all day long, but until you actually see one, then it really don't matter. You can just talk it up all day long, and then you say, that kind of let me down, man. That kind of let me down. But what you've been witnessing with Crawford fighting Sean Porter and what the aftermath was from that massacre, people are beginning to see the light. Even though a lot of cynical type shit happened in the dark, this particular matchup right here is playing out in broad daylight. That's how you know it's raw. The reality of it is in broad daylight, clear, lucid, however you want to put it. You can see it for yourselves of who the better fighter. Terrence Crawford's a better fighter than Errol Spence, man. Y'all face the fact. It's no need to continue to talk about all this history and da da da. You don't want to go there with me, man. It's hard to have a dialogue with individuals that you never broke bread with, and they have, they're standing strong in their cement. They're standing firm in that block of cement. And they unwilling to step outside that, knowing it's trouble, knowing that you're not going to progress forward. You want to stay there. And that block of cement, the Errol Spence have y'all, they're waving back and forth to my help, 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 help. Give us assistance, please. You know damn well Errol Spence has not lived up to the hype. It's many things I can bring up in history. But just because you can sit up here and give an overlay of what he's done and who he's been signed to and what he's accomplished early on, that means absolutely nothing to the current. To the current, all that hoopla, all that damn noise and static that was being said about him going into the welterweight division and what he hasn't done comparable to Errol Spence, that shit is over, bro. That shit is motherfucking over. Y'all shouldn't be all upset and angry. Y'all shouldn't have all this negative energy and taking, and bringing stuff to a personal disdain when it comes to Errol Spence. Y'all are turning into like a mini militia. Some of y'all haven't even interviewed the man one time. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all haven't even been to one of his fights in person. Some of y'all haven't even been to two of his fights in person or three. So therefore, you just going off the cuff. You refuse to accept and use your integrity to say, you know what? The way Crawford's been looking, I think Errol Spence is in trouble. Real talk. I really, I get this all the time. I hear cats talking. Listen, let me first get to something right quick. And I say this all the time, right? I say, listen, if you support one fighter, support him. Support that fighter famously. You know what I'm saying? Support that shit. But don't get on here advocating for Spence. Say all the negative shit about Crawford and try to convince the person that you're speaking with that you really fuck with Crawford. But you've been advocating for Spence that he'll beat Crawford and Crawford is this much better than him and all this other shit. But you're trying to convince on the back end that you really fuck with Crawford. Like, how does that work? That's some dysfunctioning, psychological, debilitated type shit right there. Real talk. Have you ever listened to yourself say, you know what, Errol Spence, yeah, he's too big for Bud. He's much stronger than Bud. He'll knock Bud out. But don't get it twisted, man. I really fuck with Team Crawford. Like, yeah, I really fuck with him, man. Crawford, man, they doing their thing over there in Omaha, man. 3-division champion. You got to give him his credit, man. But I truly think that Errol Spence, to be honest, Errol Spence, he might fuck him up. Do you find this functionality in that shit? When people say they're going for Errol Spence, but they heart with Bud. Nigga, like, do you hear yourself? Like, look, why am I hearing now, right? When I hear people speak of Errol Spence, right? They will sit up here and run off old shit. Old shit. They would talk about old shit to build him up. Who he fought in the Olympics, in the amateurs, what he's done, in this boxing game, how he fought Lamont Peterson. They would talk about old shit. Now, if you come full circle of what Crawford's been able to accomplish, right? Defending his title for a fifth time, They would say, well, Errol Spence defended his title 5 times. Wow, imagine that. Like, for real? Because Errol Spence, if he's the guy that you're supporting, why is it Terrence Crawford has 3 divisions and formerly undisputed? Y'all don't want to accept that. Why is Errol Spence still sitting at a single division and he hasn't owned up? For one, he hasn't owned up to unifying the division for undisputed. He's lied to his fans for that. He haven't did that shit. He hasn't did it, people. Errol Spence has not unified a damn division yet. Second of all, his fans are gullible, very, very gullible individuals. They're fragile. Not all of them, but some of them. They're very fragile, like eggshell type of individuals when it comes to this boxing game. Because, second of all, Errol Spence has demonstrated that he can say one thing and do another. You know what I'm saying? He said he was jumping into the ring. We didn't say shit. But then again, I hear Spence fans up here talking about, well, Bud Crawford was at Errol Spence fight. He didn't do shit. Well, first of all, Bud wasn't up here putting it out there to the public that he was going to jump in the ring like Errol Spence had already did with Sean Porter. He didn't put it out there. He didn't say some bullshit like that. He wasn't chasing behind another man. But Errol Spence jumped into the ring and he still didn't get the next fight, even though Sean Porter lied. Third, Errol Spence basically told you all in front of Terrence Crawford that he was taking the easy route. He told you his intentions. He told you intentions. He told you his intentions. He told you his intentions. How much does it take for you all to get clarification? He provided you his intentions, people. What more do you want? Sometimes it's a fucked up era for two elite fighters to be in at the same time. In this particular case, it's a fucked up situation that you have 2 elite fighters in the same division. Both of these fighters are currently campaigning and hold residence on the pound for pound list. Now, of course, when I bring up the pound for pound list, when it comes to Crawford and Spence, people say, fuck that. I don't give a fuck about that pound for pound list. Fuck all that. Nobody cares. But you would motherfucking care if Errol Spence was above Terrence Crawford on that bitch, wouldn't you? Mr. Pass on deck. What's good? Salute, brother. What's good? PGH, Big Dog on deck. Salute, WCS. Crawford just needs to take 60-40 and make the fight. I will break away from, my introduction to entertain Big Dog for a minute. So let me ask you this, Big Dog. D Hodges, OG on deck. How you feel, bro? Let me ask you this, Big Dog. When you have grown up in life, right? Let's just say you left your parents' nest and you out here on your own working. And so you have employment to the point where you can actually put on your resume that you went to college. So you have some criteria. You have some credits. You have that degree, the paper that could potentially help you with your occupation. So you put in some years. Let's just say you put 5 years in the game, 7 years, 8 years, and you building up. You basically move from position to position in this company. So now you get to a point where you potentially want to be a supervisor or manager. When you go in there and basically present that to whoever it is, all right? I don't like saying bosses, but just say whoever's in charge, right? You go in there and present that you want to be promoted. When you go in there and get promoted, right? What do they look at, that Big Dog? They look at everything you've done up to that point, right? They check out your experience in all of that, correct? You just don't go in there with a clean slate as if this is day one on the job. They know you've been working there 7, 8, 10 years. They know that. So what do? How do they reference trying to take you serious and make a decision? They look at your history, right? The same thing goes for boxing. They look at your history from division to division. They look at your history and what you've been able to accomplish. When it comes to Crawford, you have to attach. And Staple, he has 3 divisions to his resume. When you say he needs to take 60-40, what is the need for? How are you up here not gathering that he defended his title 5 times already, and that was his 6th straight knockout in the welterweight division. Errol Spence has not even took the initiative there, big dog. He took the initiative, bro. He haven't even taken the initiative to step up a weight class. You have those individuals, those malingerers that'll sit around looking for something to chatter about, and they won't even hold Errol Spence accountable. This man came into the game and, flip-flop back and forth between weight divisions. And then when he met Alejandro Barrera, I think, when he finally sobered up, he said, yeah, you know what? I want to now compete in the welterweight division. So in that, he builds up his welterweight resume, and everybody is just giving him all the goddamn adulation possible. How does it not resonate over the bud, though? How are you all building up Errol Spence on what he did in a single SINGLE, a single division, but yet you're trying to sit up here and dilute what Crawford has done over 3 weights? Then I say this, big dog. They say that numbers don't lie. People love, latching on to damn cliche terminology and one-liners, right? If numbers don't lie, why the fuck are people not looking at the numbers that Crawford has done? I'm talking about divisional numbers, credential numbers when it comes to world championships, to what Errol Spence has accomplished in a single division. How are you looking at this and saying, you know what? Everything he does is better than Terrence Crawford. You cannot sit up here and deny what he's accomplished in his career. If you choose to do that, it's unacceptable, bro. Everything is included as you advance. When people mention Manny Pacquiao, they say 8 division champion. They don't say, well, he's at 154, so he's a super welterweight right now. No, they mention him as an 8 division champion. Why isn't it none and void when it comes to Terrence Crawford in conversation with Errol Spence? Why you hear Errol Spence fans up here crying and puling and pouting about what Crawford hasn't done in the welterweight division, but yet then they're failing to identify and take accountability in holding that the Spence that he only been in a single freaking division. And then they say, well, you want to look at it like this. You had people in the past in a single division now. Marvelous Marvin Hagler. We got to, Gennady Golovkin. We got to look at people that, just in a single division. That's not the case, because Errol Spence isn't Hagler. I'm just saying, like, if numbers don't lie, why are people acting like they just went to the eye doctor and got their shit dilated when it come to recognizing Terrence Crawford's credentials? Because Errol Spence ain't did shit but pick up 2 titles, dog. Yes, sir, he went in the backyard of Kell Brook. Salute. Yes, sir, he defeated Sean Porter. Salute. But so did Sean Crawford. Terrence Crawford. So did he. He defeated Sean Porter too. He defeated Jeff Horn too. He defeated Kell Brook too. And then every time they have a reflection on his early divisions, they're mentioning Gamboa. They would not let Gamboa out. Look what my man Crawford did. He gave y'all the answer that you wanted. Spence said you got hurt by Gamboa, right? And he said, okay, what happened after there? He started stabbing him. Ugh. You saw it. But then he turned around and said something that was true. Terrence Crawford said something that was absolutely true. And this goes to all the bum ass Facebook groups that was up there, kicking people out and shit for telling the truth. That's what happened when you have super duper temporary boxing fans that don't watch the sport full time. He said you was hurt by Ocampo. And when I said that to people, I say Spence was actually hurt by Ocampo. They was like, oh, that's bullshit, you trolling. I was there. I seen it. I was there. I seen everything that happened. I seen the walkout. I was right there. I seen the whole fight, man. People say it ended so quickly, though. Yeah. It ended after Errol Spence was touched. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just what it is, man. That's just what it is, man. It's about to be 2022, and Errol Spence fans is going to be super, super upset, leaving 2021 over to 22. And they really have no satisfaction. Like, they didn't get no motherfucking satisfaction from Danny Garcia. They didn't get no satisfaction from Errol Spence beating up Danny Garcia. They didn't, dog. But what Bud fans was able to get some type of relief is that he ended up facing two opponents that Errol Spence has faced. And he absolutely did it in spectacular fashion, bro. Period. Whether you want to acknowledge it or not, it was done in spectacular fashion. Get this smoke. What's going on? He's on deck. He said, peace, everyone. L-Dub, what's good? L-Dub on deck. 60-40 was never offered to Bud. Talk to him. L-Dub. D-Ray, salute. World Combat Sports fan blessing. Prize fighting versus pride fighting. God damn it. There we go. Another educated boxing fan. Prize fighting versus pride fighting. Damn. The play. Look, I'm a person that play with words all the time, but I got to give a salute to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's absolutely true when it comes to this comparison right here. I believe, when it comes to Errol Spence, it's a lot of pride in there. And his fans, some of his fans are very reckless, sporadic, rambunctious type of individuals. They just want to make it all mad and mean and ugly. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't sit up here and continue to balance out the resumes. Guess what? The shit ain't going nowhere. He defended his title 5 times like Spence. And Spence was there before Crawford. I don't want to hear no accident. I don't want to hear none of that. Only reason he did that because he was out again for an eye injury. What's next? You really don't want to take me down that motherfucking avenue right there. You don't want to take me down there. Not on this Saturday on fight night. I'll take you there if you want to go there. 16 championship fights. Welterweights are and have been killers since the division existed. 7 title defenses and 8 KOs in a row. Hey, D Hodges, don't kick those cold hard facts to him, D Hodges. Come on, man. Don't do that, shawty. Don't do that. UK in the building, on deck. Heyman is to blame. Leaving top fighters inactive. No. We can't blame Heyman for leaving top fighters inactive. Because in one narrative, people are saying the PBC fighters are the ones that's out here fighting once or twice a year, right? That's not inactive. Like PBC, those fighters, man, seems to be very, very happy. They seem to be very content over there. Because look, listen to me. Don't you hear a lot of PBC fighters when they ask about an upcoming fight or a potential opponent that's considered another top elite? What they say? Well, we're going to get with Al Heyman and we're going to see what Al Heyman say, and see what Al Heyman want to talk about. And so if they referencing Al Heyman, it's respect there. You know what I'm saying? They have a level of respect, a high level of respect for Al Heyman. Terrence Crawford has more in the ring achievement. Spence is more accomplished in the division they are most likely to face each other in. I put it this way when it's used, and that's a solid point, Smoke. But we have to look at it this way: do he really in the welterweight division? If you've been there for 9 fights, are we truly talking about a separation of achievements? Seriously, are we talking about something that's A level and the separation brings it down to a P level? You know what I'm saying? A for accomplishments and P for possibility. Is it really that standard when it comes to Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence? It's no way, no how, man, that Errol Spence is so far separated from the accomplishments of Terrence Crawford. How, man? And even in the welterweight division, like y'all wanted to see him fight common opponents. He fights them, and then there's excuses. Well, Kell Brook, he fought at a higher weight, 3 fights, and he ain't really did shit. Spence, he fucked him up. Well, so did Gennady Golovkin. And Spence fought Kell Brook under a year after that beating. So who fought him close to the damage? Was it Terrence Crawford or was it Errol Spence? I would give you the answer is Errol Spence. Why y'all wasn't kicking that same choir music when he stepped in there with the fighter who dropped weight and got beat down again and swelled up his left side and damaged it? He come in here and fight Terrence Crawford, which y'all been yelling and screaming about. It's not good enough. The shit's not good enough, bro. It's not good enough. It's all these excuses. He's damaged goods. He's this, he's that, and the other. It's not gonna go over, man. No way. No how. Just no way, bro. Salute GTS. Check my comment on BB channel on Free Smoke Friday. Okay, till I get the smoke. Bud Fish, fishing for the big fish. Valid points, preach, teach them. Man, shout out to Showtime on deck, man. Out there getting the ice drops with Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos media week out there on his home base, man. Salute to you, man, putting out that fire content, man. Keep on going. Shout out to Shalom in the building. D-Ray says, shout out to the punk ass Facebook groups. For real, shout out to them punk ass Facebook groups, man. They be so quick with all them damn admins to drop your ass and block you. They some bitch ass motherfuckers. They ain't got damn casual boxing fans. Them temporaries over there. You think Bud would sign with PBC? No, hell no. Hell no. Why? What is he gonna gain? Oh, he gonna sit down with Al Heyman, and Al Heyman gonna say, listen. Hey, first and foremost, thank you for joining us, attempting to join the team. Okay. But I just have to go over some disclosures with you, some details. The big fight everybody want to see is you and Errol Spence, correct? So if that's the case, this is what I want to pitch to you. I want to put you down for a 3-fight deal. All right. That's between you and Errol Spence. Y'all gonna have a rematch clause off the first one, heading to the second one. So it's no worries. There's no worries on your end because you're gonna be able to, run it back. Oh, what you mean run it back? This Bud talking. What you mean, Al? Run it back. See, we're trying to build up Errol Spence because he was over at PBC before you were. So we consider him like a loyal customer, a loyal employee. So we need for him to win that first fight so he can go on and unify. You already unified at 140 there, Bud. Come on, man. You already unified at 140. Bud, come on, man. Sharing is caring, Bud. Come on, Bud. Be a business. Come on, do it for the business. You'll get your rematch, man. It will be good money in that. We'll pay you well. But we need for you to lose this first one. And then we're going to send you into the rematch. All right. So if you want to predetermine, I lose the first one. So what about the rematch? What we going to do about that? Just see, that's what we got to talk about. I got to get with Errol. Man, get the fuck. Get out of here, dog. Man, hell no. He ain't signed with no PBC. If he does, man, I just shake my head, dog. Spence lifted the titles off Brook and Porter. So lifting. All right. He did. He did go in the backyard and beat Kell Brook. He did. And for Porter, come on, get the smoke. Let's wave our hand back and forth and kind of clear out the room. Let's be honest with ourselves. It's not like Shawn Porter hasn't lost the title before he stepped in there with Errol Spence. Kell Brook took his title. So should we sit up here and once again praise the shit out of damn Errol Spence for beating Shawn Porter? Shawn Porter had already been down that road before with Kell Brook and Keith Thurman, right? So what are we talking about? It was common nature for him to go in there and blow it. It's in his nature. The fight was super close with Errol Spence. The fight was super close, dog. And he earned a knockdown. I don't take anything away from the fight. I don't take anything away from Errol Spence landing that hook. It was beautiful. In the eye of the storm, like I always say, man, it was beautiful. But it was a close fight. This fight right here, you know how you don't make it a close fight on the scorecards? You don't go to a SD, a UD, or MD? Is knock the motherfucker out. That's how you erase all that shit. You knock them out. It don't matter if somebody threw in the motherfucking towel or you knock them cold. You get the fight stopped by all means necessary. And I said, if Terrence Crawford, I believe that Terrence Crawford can stop Shawn, but I'll believe, it's in my life, I'll believe the stoppage is going to come from his dad or the referee. That was my take on that. And it came from his pops. Brooks came down 2 weight classes to fight Spence. Brook outweighed Triple G fight night of their fight. Brook was all muscle. I can't really say Brook was all muscle. That, because muscle really don't play a huge factor when it comes to, oxygen and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Oxygen buildup and everything else. We know what weight class Gennadi's been in. When we doing this live shit, all the fine details aren't going to be 183% on tap all the time. But we know what weight class Gennady Golovkin has contended in. At the end of the day, he chose to go up there against the wishes of many people, to include Eddie Hearn. He did it. He got his ass beat and came back down to 47. When Errol Spence stepped in there with Kell Brook, he was damaged already. It don't matter if he had one loss or not. Kell Brook was motherfucking damaged. Spence went life or death with Kell Brook. Spence with life or death with Kell Brook, dog. Terrence Crawford finished him in 4 freaking rounds. Well, he finished him in the 4th round. You don't get a score for the 4th. It's just them first 3 that they can just put on the scorecard. But we all know what happened. Gregory X on deck. Deshaun Thompson on deck. So there's no separation in your opinion, because we never going to sit here and fake like Kell Brook belonged in the ring with Bud. Oh, no, it's no faking. It's genuine. It's authentic, Deshaun. It's authentic. He did belong in the ring with Bud. Just like Manny Pacquiao belonged in the ring with Keith Thurman. We're not going to fake like we just going to switch it up. We can't do that. We can't sit up here and play, oh, God bless me with selective amnesia, so now it's my time to be an actor. We're not going to just put all this on Terrence Crawford because we're trying to build up a notoriety a popularity contest between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. At the end of the day, Terrence Crawford just a better all-around fighter than your boy Errol Spence. Period. I know it's hard to digest like a salt tablet with no chaser. I know it is. I know that shit just stings going down. But y'all want to continue to sit up here and talk about how good and Errol Spence did this at welterweight. Man, that shit is not that bright. Just because he's faced Danny Garcia, look at the performance, dog. Was Danny Garcia undefeated going in there? Did he just lose a championship fight for the vacant against Sean Porter? I mean, come on, man. Why y'all up here just putting names up there? He fought DSG. He said no tune-ups. He fought DSG. So what? Who did DSG? Him and damn Sean Porter's damn in the same boat. Them motherfuckers rowing the canoe upstream the same way. They've been in there with common opponents that they lost to. Seriously, bro. Sean Porter lost to motherfucking Errol Spence. Danny Garcia lost to Errol Spence. Both Sean Porter and Danny Garcia both lost to Keith Thurman. But back to what I was saying. Did Manny Pacquiao belong in there, Deshaun? He belonged in there, right? Because people thought that Manny Pacquiao was going to go in there and defeat Keith Thurman. Seriously. No one really seen a thought that, you know, the way Keith Thurman was moving in the game. They still gave Manny Pacquiao hope. Just like they gave Manny Pacquiao hope against Yordenis Ugas, goddammit. How can you say Manny Pacquiao is all good as an 8 division champion, person who has been knocked out several times? How the fuck can you say Kell Brook wasn't ready? Man, you ain't being honest with yourself, man. It was like a 6-hour string. They were in feelings about me having domestic employees. WCS cooking casual temporary boxing fans like D-Ray on deck, man. How you feeling, bro? UK, I know Smoke. When you was laughing, okay, y'all talking about something different. But in the same sense, y'all want full credit for knocking down Porter twice. And that's what makes him the best welterweight in the world, right? I mean, listen, look, remember this, Deshaun. When you're typing, you don't have to put several dots after the last word, you know, expressing yourself. I totally get what you're putting in here, right? I understand right now you seem a bit inflamed, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Your heart rate is probably, you know, up a little bit and shit. You know, you need to take some deep breaths. But did Terrence Crawford not drop Porter twice? So once again, there's a Sean. If you're going to praise Errol Spence for dropping him once, why can't you give praise to Terrence Crawford for dropping him twice and ending the fight? That conclusion coming at the discretion of his pops, bro. His pops felt that it was time to stop the fight. Yeah, we giving him credit. And then did you hear? Somebody was passing word, you behind. I am? How? Okay. You didn't see any facial expression change on Crawford. I'm behind? How? Okay. He went over there, boom, uppercut, sat Sean Porter down. The shower's already running because they was looking at TV too. His team back in the back turning on the showers. Oh, shit. Hey, get that hot water ready. Get that hot water ready. He's on his way. Second knockdown. Is it warm yet? Hey, get his towels. Get some fresh towels back here. Get his bag so he can get his soap and everything. We're ready to go. You come back here. He's not going to be happy. Let him get in the shower and, you know, cool shower. Let him rinse it off. Let him wash the pain away. Come on, Deshaun. Be better, bro. Come on, man. After 9 rounds, I had Porter head. Listen, stop it. The scorecards are out. You know what? Hold up. Let me get you the scorecards right quick. Let me provide you the scorecards so you can see for yourself heading into Christmas. I don't want you pissing off family members or none of that shit. I want you to be content. If you're going to sit up here and advocate and say that you had Porter ahead, I don't want you getting in any type of altercations with your family members, bro. Because you up here saying some shit that just wasn't true, man. I forgot where I even put that at. I forgot where I even put the scorecards at, man. God damn it. It might be on my phone. Anyway, I would recommend and suggest that you look at the scorecards. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. If Brook was damaged before Spence fight, then how does Spence breaking his favorite impact TC's performance? If Brook was damaged before the Spence fight, then how does Spence breaking his face impact TC's performance? So I can look at it this way. We know he was damaged before the Spence fight, and Spence damaged in the left side of Kell Brook's face. Him taking time off and having 3 fights at 54, you know what I'm saying? Having time to recover. My only debate to that is he had ample amount of time to recover than he would have when he stepped in there with Errol Spence in that short period of time. After the Gennady Golovkin massacre, he had time. Way more time. So just because he's stepping back down to 47 to face an unpopular fighter like Terrence Crawford to the hearts of many on this YouTube community, it still doesn't mean it's true. Just because you don't like him. You know what I'm saying? Just because you don't like him, that don't make it true. Every damn false narrative you come up with. I don't give a fuck about, bringing up Errol Spence's history, what he's done. He's 9-0 as a welterweight, y'all. Y'all have to be intelligent enough to understand that as boxing fans. That his consistency came in the welterweight division at Alejandro Barrera. It don't matter if you're looking at his whole resume. He didn't fight at 147. He didn't consistently start contending and campaigning at welterweight until Alejandro Barrera. Look it up. It's on BoxRec. Y'all act like Spence been at welterweight his entire career. No, he was fucking kicking empty cans through the street. What am I gonna do? Up there whistling and shit. Saying leave it a beaver? Hold on, what you meant? Hurt. We good over here in Dallas. You gonna discredit everything Spence did and praise Bud for beating them same people? Discrediting everything Spence did? No, not at all. You need to be a better listener. I'm not discrediting everything Spence did. I'm saying in comparison to Terrence Crawford, you can't sit up here like it's a huge gap of their accomplishments, and you want to place badges all on Terrence Crawford's chest as if he's some medal of honor recipient or something. Like y'all trying to goddamn elevate his accomplishments as if Terrence Crawford haven't did anything in his career. And y'all want to make it about numbers. Oh, he don't deserve 50-50. Who the fuck asked y'all about deserving? Y'all going off pride alone. Y'all going off extreme bias. So you'll never say Bud Crawford deserves 50-50. You'll never say it, bro. Y'all never say it. Especially y'all hometown cats over there in Texas. Call it for what it is, bro. Call it for what it is. Spence is overrated. He ain't look, it was all fun and games when he was fighting those second tier fighters, you know what I'm saying? And he called himself the boogeyman and all that. It was all fun and games. But as he increased his competition, the KOs went away. And then y'all was acting like, well, that's going to happen. No, y'all was saying that he'll go up here and knock people out. Look at Terrence Crawford windshield. That shit has a huge ass 6 on that bitch. Everybody he's faced, you want to identify him as a damn viable opponent at welterweight, that's your problem. If you don't want to identify them. But look at all his opponents at welterweight. He has stopped every last one of them. Halted. Why aren't y'all trying to identify that and accept it? Y'all steadily trying to talk about Spence's resume at welterweight when he's only 9-0, dog. How can that be? How can only 3 fights separate him and Crawford if he was already at the division? What took him so long to settle into the welterweight division? I have questions, people. I have questions. What took him so long? Who went out there to the motherfucking sidewalk and said, hey, Errol, hey, buddy, you don't have to kick cans anymore. Come on, man. We're going to help you out. We're going to get you a nutritionist, and we're going to give you everything you need to make that 147 pound. Okay, buddy? Just work with us, buddy. That's all we need. Knockout Boxing 86 TV on deck. We're talking about wrestling entertainment. Ric Flair on deck. To be the man, you got to beat the man. Crawford took care of business and proved once and for all that he is number one in the welterweight in the world. Hopefully, we get to see him versus Spence next. Thanks for identifying that Terrence Crawford is numero uno there, knockout. I appreciate that, Shawty. I appreciate that you identifying Crawford as number one. I appreciate that because y'all same individuals have to identify who has been on the top pound for pound, who's been higher on the top pound for pound list. Errol Spence has never held a position on anybody's pound for pound list over Crawford. And look, he was already at welterweight. So if he was fucking off before Terrence Crawford came up to welterweight, whose fault is that? Who fault is it if he wasn't trying to be a damn studious student in the classroom while he was, up there trying to figure out what weight class? Who fault is it that it took him forever and a day to settle in the damn welterweight? Meanwhile, Terrence Crawford is out here winning titles. Meanwhile, 140, he's unifying with former world champion Julius Ndongo. Meanwhile, they accept the fact and respect that Terrence Crawford is part of the four-belt era. He's a part of the four-belt era, whether you like it or not. Errol Spence is in an era where he's in a division with his alpha. His alpha is Terrence Crawford, whether you like it or not, people. Accept that shit. You still have time in 21. This is what I'll present to you all. All right? To knock out everybody else that's Errol Spence fanatics. This is what I'll present to you all, right? Turn over a new leaf heading into 22. I'm sending out open memberships for you all to join and cross over to Team Crawford, goddammit. I am absolutely in the holiday spirit. And look, we only have a certain small window left in 21. The fight that you're going to be talking about is Terrence Crawford stopping Sean Porter. I know that's the fight you're going to be talking about. So with that said, we're hoping that Errol Spence comes back in 22. I hope to God, holy Jesus, the Most High, that his first fight back from an eye injury isn't against the one and only Terrence Bud Crawford. Listen, he already retired one fighter, goddammit. I do not want him retiring Errol Spence. And people in this YouTube community is on suicide watch. I'm telling you. All I'm doing is sending out open invitations for memberships. And of course, there's a probation period because y'all Errol Spence fans might try to come over here and contaminate. So we have to take you to a probation period to make sure you actually genuine Bud Crawford fans. But in 2022, turn over a new leaf and start supporting Team Crawford because you know damn well Errol Spence, all the boogeyman shit, he's a weight bully. Okay, it's easy to be a weight bully when you goddamn tilting them back. When you're drinking heavy, wheat and barley, you're putting on all this unnecessary weight. Don't get mad at me when Errol Spence said he made the fight harder than what it should be with Sean Porter. He said that. Errol Spence put that shit out there. Not me. He put it out there. So if he's acknowledging that he's fucking off doing fights and ballooning up to damn super middleweight, light heavyweight, who holds the culpability, y'all? Errol Spence holds the culpability of that shit. SB90 on deck, man. Says salute. W says salute, bro. I'm not disrespecting what Bud did. That's not my point. I'm just like promise them both. Praise them both. Listen, When I hear people up here dogging out Bud, right? I don't hear them sitting up here really providing equity to both fighters when you're talking about plaudits. Nah, they be talking about Bud like that man out here just fucking up, getting in trouble, getting arrested, got mug shots all over the place. You would think he's not who he is. A family man, a boxer who doesn't drink or smoke. You know what I'm saying? Very athletic and one of the most elite fighters in the sport today. When he's in a conversation with Errol Spence fanatics, the Errol Spence holics, the Spence holics, right? When he's in a conversation, they be dogging Bud the fuck out, y'all. They be dogging this man the fuck out, dog. They want to praise the villain. These are same people, like I say all the time, right? They'll be around their kids talking about, oh man, I want you to grow up and be somebody special in life. I want you to really take your education serious. And then, you know, be out here setting an example for others to follow. I just want you to be a leader. But then they get on YouTube and they be dogging out the good guy. And they be promoting and supporting the bad guy. They might see one picture of Errol Spence on his horse. Oh man, look at that. That is what I'm talking about. I love it, man. He's all about the care of his horses. Wow. But they're not talking about everything else. When he showed up at a PBC fight and he was fucked up. When Adrian Broner and Gervonta Davis are sober and they looking at him like, dude, what are you talking about? You start boxing in 2015. What are you saying? What you talking about, dog? Man, come on, y'all. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Give them both credit. I don't have to give them nothing. I'm giving Terrence Crawford credit that he doesn't get from those who speak of Errol Spence as if he's that dude. How can you sit up here and see what happened between... Hold up. Check this out. How can you sit up here after seeing what happened between him and Crawford, right? I mean, him and Porter, and say that he's stronger than Bud? Like, who am I dealing with here? How can you sit up here and bring that to discussion, that your determination that Errol Spence is stronger than Bud after assessing the performances, people? We're talking about people, I'm assuming, that has pretty decent vision. You know what I'm saying? They're on these lives. They're able to visually see and read. How can you sit up here and continue to say that Errol Spence is the bigger, stronger fighter? But yet, if you say these are freaking casual boxing fans, they get all fucked up and pissed. They angry as hell. You know what I'm saying? They want to come over on your channel and talk shit. You call yourself hardcore boxing fans, but you leave out shit when it's convenient for you. How can you sit up here and say Errol Spence is a weight bully? How can you say Errol Spence is bigger and stronger than Bud? How is these dudes coming out their mouth with, oh, size really make a fucking difference? Like it's consistent across the board. It ain't fucking consistent across the board. Help me understand, goddammit. I need some assistance with understanding how that works. How are you saying, still, how are y'all that gullible to continue to sit up here and vocalize that Errol Spence is a weight bully? All because he loves tilting them back during in-between fight. Hey, pop me another one open. Woo, that was good. God damn, 2 straight to the head. Whoo, 232 ounces. I love them traduces for real. Damn. Whoo, I don't even want to jump on the scale right now. God damn, I might be around 192. Shit. Let me call Derek. Derek, when my next fight? Oh, 2.5 months? Okay, shit, I got enough time. Damn. I need to start, goddamn, I need to start losing weight again. That shit gonna be tough, man. Fuck. Is there any way we can push that back a little bit? Like talk about an injury or something? Because I don't think I can bring down all this weight to 47. Dude, I'm not feeling it right now. Hey, bring me another one. Bring me a cold one out that motherfucker. Pop that shit. Yeah. Yeah, a pinky injury. We're gonna say my pinky is fucked up, and we're gonna buy ourselves some time, man. I apologize, Derek. I don't have no discipline in between fights. I apologize. But I'm gonna get right. After today, I'm right. Okay? Wow, I like that shit. Woo. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Y'all know I'm telling the truth, man. Stop the damn bud hating, man. Stop the bud hating, bro. Y'all are insane with that shit. Stop the hating. For real, recognize that man accomplishment. 3-weight champion. Something that Errol Spence may never accomplish in his career. Period, dog. Mitch says, King Mitch on deck, man. Salute to you. I still have confidence in Spence. I highly doubt Crawford can stop him. And Spence definitely doesn't have to vacate. Crawford ain't no mandatory. As much respect I have for Mitch, sometimes you are dead ass wrong, Mitch. Just like they didn't think that Sean Porter can be stopped, all because of they didn't respect the flash knockdown, so to speak, of Adrian Broner. You know what I'm saying? They didn't respect it. They didn't respect none of the times of Sean Porter because it was just a flash. It was just a flash. But when Bud Crawford stops him, it absolutely eliminates any possibility of the final bell of the 12-round ringing. The fight is halt immediately. And the results are rendered. At a minute 32 in the 10th round, we have a stoppage. Winning by way of TKO and still WBO welterweight world champion Terrence Bud Crawford. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I might be a little off with the announcement shit, but I'm just saying. I know y'all was extremely upset of that result, but to say that there's no way he can stop Errol Spence is lunacy. It's absolutely preposterous. You all are absolutely not recognizing the strength that Bud Crawford has as a boxer and as an athlete. Y'all are insanely deficient, man. Not everybody. Okay. I don't want people getting all upset. Spence only fought one fight in his career of 150 pounds. Jesus Christ. That was the Van Heerden fight where he came in at 156. Every other fight was at welterweight. If you want to be specific about welterweight, we could say welterweight is at 140 to 47 to 54, right? Because you have junior welterweight, and super welterweight, right? So technically, you can say all those. But the welterweight limit isn't it at 147? Hold on for a second. Just hold up. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Because once again, give me a minute. So, what Knockout Boxing said, Spence only fought one fight in his career over 150. Why is that a topic of discussion and Knockout? Why is that a topic of discussion? I said he was busy kicking rocks trying to freaking figure out where he wanted to fight. You're trying to tell me if it's at 150, you're trying to tell me it's welterweight at 150. In that case, why don't they just make every fight at welterweight at 150 limit? Who gives a damn whether he only fought one fight above 150? He wasn't at 147. Let me share this right quick. Let me share something right quick. Man, y'all sit up here with these ambiguous type responses. Check this out. Let me take down this. Check this out right here. I've always said Alejandro Barrera was the first fighter that he consistently campaigned at welterweight. What does that say? Super welter at super welter contest at 4 rounds, right? Super welter. What does super welter mean? What does super welter mean, knockout? His first fight, 149 and a half. Why are we speaking about something that's on BoxRec, that's right here? Look at this. 144, 148 and a half, 146 and a half, 149, 149 and a half, 147 and a half, 156. 156. Hello? Hello? No, hold up. Let me go back over here. Let me go back over here to the comments. Spence only fought one fight in his career over 150 pounds. Let me go back to the screen share. He said Chris Van Heerden, right? 154. We have Phil Greco, 152. Francisco Javier Castro, 151 and a half. I guess career. When did his career start, though? I'm just curious. When did his career start? Because Cass be coming on here trying to put, false information. Gerardo Cuevas, 153. Jesus Tavera, 156. Just like I was saying, he was kicking fucking rocks in his career trying to figure out when he was going to settle down. But hey, knockout say he only fought one above 150. Dude, if you are at work and you don't have your computer to reference, you might want to hold that comment, because y'all quick to sit up here and try to come over here and drop shit in the comment section that's absolutely 100,000% wrong. Errol Spence started boxing in 2012. His first fight was at super welter. Who gives a damn it wasn't over 150? He had plenty other fights over 150. I want to talk about this fight right here. Let's talk about this fight right here, y'all. 152, 154. He fought 2 fights over 150 to sit up here and caveat to knockout. 2 fights over 150, bro, before he fought Alejandro Barrera at 146 and a half. What does this say right here? If you go to bout, what does this say? What does this say? What does this say? Welter. $152, $154, Alejandro Barrera, 146 and a half. Now, if weight don't matter, for welterweight, right? Because I said he was trying to figure out what division. Why does all his fights 146 and a half, 145 and a half, 146 1/4, 146 and a half, 146 and 3/4, 146 and a half? Why aren't these motherfuckers goddamn coming in at 150? If it don't matter, Mikey Garcia 145 and a half, Sean Porter even 147, Danny Garcia 146 and 3/4. You know what? I pretty much made my point on that. Can't speak on anyone else's opinion. Let me stop sharing. Man, you the one said Spence only fought one fight in his career over 150 pounds. Let me post that up. Wrong. I don't give a damn about the money. Fuck it, just fight so I can pop some bottles when Bud lose that shit. I'm not trying to get into all the resumes because I haven't been around that long to break it down. But you've been around long enough to be a cheerleader for Errol Spence. You've been around long enough to be a cheerleader. So since you're a cheerleader, cheerleaders what? You got to learn your cheers, right? So that's what you're doing. You got your cheers down packed in this live chat. But the only fucked up thing about it is you up here talking about you're going to pop bottles when it's actually a Fanta can, a Sunkist. That's about all you're going to get from that. It's not going to be any champagne, no bubbly. For real. It's going to be Sunkist, and you're going to be out there sipping on that goddamn shit. What's that that other drink that Errol Spence fans, Shasta. Y'all gonna have a 6-pack of Shasta, you know what I'm saying, with some cold Franks and some stale Fritos. Man, I can't believe Errol let us down again, man. Damn. I can't believe Errol let us down again, man. What the fuck, dog? Hey, pass me another Shasta. Yeah, I want the grape. Pass me the grape. I can't, bro. I'm dying over here. You misread my comment on purpose. I ain't even mad. Hey, what are you talking about? Misread your comment, man. What do you mean? What do you mean? When you're talking about Terrence Crawford being number one, bro, I appreciate you, Knockout, for showing up and giving love, dog. That's what we do over here at Team Crawford. I just thank you for showing love, bro, for real, for Team Crawford, man. Devin Blocker on deck, salute to you. Miss, there's a gap in what has been accomplished in the division in which they both campaign. Stopping Porter was great for Crawford, but that alone doesn't surpass what Spence has done at welterweight. Well, Mitch, you know, one thing I know in life, I've ran into people who's right, and I've ran into people who's wrong. And that includes myself, right? Today, I'm not saying you're right and wrong because that's your opinion. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's conflicting off feelings and opinions, you know, it's conflicting because you can be influenced by extreme bias too. You know, the extreme bias can be more so levied on you supporting Errol Spence more than you support Terrence Bud Crawford. But truly, where you at in life right now? Are you truly trying to convince me that Errol Spence has done something spectacular that we can continue to sit up here and elevate his accomplishments over Bud Crawford at welterweight? Like, we're talking about Mitch comes on a live chat all the time. I got mad respect for him. He know his shit. But you're going to tell me as a hardcore boxing fan, right, that you are equaling. You're ignoring the fact that Terrence Crawford has stopped all his opponents. You're not putting any emphasis. You're not bragging on that shit. You're trying to tell me it's unimportant? Because I know if Errol Spence would have had all knockouts since Alejandro Barrera, then what would have happened? Y'all would have said, oh, he's a knockout artist. He's the boogeyman. What about Terrence Crawford being the boogeyman, goddammit? I mean, put Mikey Garcia in there with Terrence Crawford. We're not dancing for 12 rounds, shawty. Because Terrence Crawford pretty much knows where his targeted location is going to be. That bread basket. That nice, gentle, soft, freshly baked bread basket of Mikey Garcia. It just takes the right person to go in there and put that motherfucker in the oven. Errol Spence fight Mikey Garcia, who's moving up 2 divisions. He never fought a fight at welterweight, and people glorify because he's a 4-division champion at the time, and he was undefeated. But yet, y'all say all Terrence Crawford's opponents was garbage, all the way up to Kell Brook, right? But he stopped all the garbage. He took that shit out to the compactor. He put that shit in there, done with it. Stoppage. 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 Man, come on, bro. Stop. Come on, Mitch, man. He stopped all the traffic, man. I like both, bro. Why I got to be a fanatic? Because I like Spence more. Man, fanatic is just a very, very low key term for those who support whoever heavy. You know what I'm saying? People call me a Bud Crawford fanatic. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Like whoever you support heavy, people are gonna come up with these one-liners. You know what I'm saying? It's just language. It doesn't mean anything. It's just good for conversation. That's all. Even if Spence is only 9-0 in welterweight, cool. Crawford is only 6-0. But why is he 6-0 with all stoppages though? And you're failing. You got your hand over eye method and you don't want to see shit, bro. You got the hear no evil, the speak no evil, the see no evil type of shit going on. You shaking your head, yes, and nodding it no. Imagine that. You confused, bro. Like you think that in one sentence people say Errol Spence been in the welterweight division longer than Terrence Crawford, but yet he's only holding 3 more victories? And I'm hearing people say, well, he only fought 1 over 150. It doesn't matter, bro, because all the fights since Alejandro Barrera up to his last opponent, Danny Garcia, is what? At the welterweight limit. Spence versus Ugas is next. Ugas is about to vacate. You know, that's unfortunate for Ugas because I'd rather him allow Terrence Crawford to get that fight. But once again, we have to placate to Errol Spence coming back from a hiatus for whatever reason, you know. Hope his eye is okay. And I really hope Ugas steps up to the plate and shines in this fight. I would have rather seen Bud Crawford get the opportunity to fight Ugas. You know what I'm saying? I would rather see Bud Crawford get the opportunity so we can stop talking about, well, you know, Errol Spence's resume, it stands out by itself. It has its own personality. You know what I mean? He's the welterweight unified champion, man. He done way more than that guy Bud over there from Omaha. Let me tell you, he's unified. When I say unified, he's unified in Texas. I would rather Terrence Crawford pick up the WBA belt with the WBO, and then let's see what it's like. Because I really think Errol Spence is still on this 70-30, 80-20 shit. For real. I think he's making about money just to try to frustrate and get a reaction from Bud. See, the reaction he got from Bud is exactly what he deserved. Yeah, I mentioned deserve because Bud said, I don't need Errol Spence for my legacy. I don't need him, shawty. I'm so far past that fight. I'm not even thinking about it. Terrence Crawford pretty much put it out there. I ain't thinking about that fight. I don't need him for my legacy. And then what happened? Errol gets upset. She started pouting. Well, I don't know why I don't know why he come in my fights. I ain't gonna never go to none of his fights. I don't know why he here. You know? Why he here? And what do we see? We see Errol Spence in the audience. Because he had to show up and witness greatness firsthand. That's what that's about. Errol Spence had to come in and see greatness for himself. He had to come up and collect the data from Terrence Crawford. He wanted to see Terrence Crawford say, shit, it's getting close, man. People talking about this fight. 2022 is around the corner. I gotta go see him, man, for real. Plus, I sold them wolf tickets to my fans and told them I was gonna get in the ring. So at least I gotta honor being in the arena. Even though I have no intentions of coming in the ring, I gotta go see greatness firsthand. He's seen greatness firsthand. What'd he say? Ah, shit, man. Damn. This nigga gonna be hard, goddamn beat than I thought. Shit. Whew. God damn. Hey, dude, let's go, man. Fuck it, man. God damn, I need to get up out of here, man. I don't know how I'm gonna get past all these media people that's seeing me walking fast through the motherfucking lobby. Hey, Errol, why are you leaving so fast? Can you come here for a minute? I just want to talk about some things. Do you think in 22 we'll be able to see you and Terrence after seeing him goddamn stop Sean Porter? What is going on with you right now? What are you thinking? Is it not sitting well with you that he did something you wasn't capable of doing in your fight? Talk to me, Errol. The people want to know. You could give me a free membership. I still wouldn't take that shot. Hey, man. The membership is out there. I got with my people. We have sent them out in the mail because during the holidays, their knockout mail is kind of slow. So if you don't receive it this week coming up, all right, you will receive it before Christmas. Now, all we need to do is for you to sign it, check the box, so we can authenticate it, and then we're going to send you a certificate back. All right? That's all you have to do, knockout. It ain't that much paperwork to it. But they're going to be in the mail. L-Dub, I'm cooking Spence if he do that BS. That's an extra fight for no reason. If Ugas ain't got his belt, no point in Spence fighting him. See, that's something I'm not going to talk about. I'm not going to talk about, how they doing my boy Ugas, right? I'm not going to talk about, Spence was hoping that he was the one stepping there with Ugas instead of Pat. Whatever bullshit that was going on and why, all of a sudden a piece of footage of sparring was leaked, and then it comes out that he has a dang eye injury, and the fight with him and Pac is off. Then Uga steps in there. He gets to shine, and now they're trying to damn screw the man. I have no idea what that shit is about, but it's very, very strange. He had an extra fight with Danny Garcia he had enough power to fight Pacquiao. Okay. It's some good shit going on in here. If I was to say that shit, right? Why in the fuck is Errol Spence wasting my fucking time? Then they'll be like, man, you just hating on Spence. Shit, L-Dubs had the same thing. He had an extra fight with Danny because he didn't need a tune-up. So now he take a little small hiatus. Just why you don't come back and fight Terrence Crawford? Just come back and fight Terrence Crawford. That's all. Look, the last time he fought was December 2020. All right? December 5th, 2020, Errol Spence fought Danny Garcia. December 2020. You know when he fought Sean Porter? September 2019. So he came back a little over a year to fight Danny Garcia, right? He came back a little over a year to fight Danny Garcia. So check this out. With Terrence Crawford, how many times did he fight in 2020? Terrence Crawford fought once in 2020, November. And then he fought once in 21, November. Let's go back. Let's go to Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia, before he stepped in with Errol Spence, his fight was January 2020. And he stepped in with Errol Spence December 5th, 2020. Danny Garcia fought once that year. He fought once in 2019. So guess what? You know where I'm going with this, right? It shouldn't be a problem with him to step in there with Terrence Crawford his first fight back. These fighters are fighting once a year and shit. Danny Garcia fought once in 2019. Once in 2020. I mean, he fought January 2020 and then damn near almost a year fighting December 5th, 2020. Man, come on, bro. Uh I'm a football head. I don't speak on Bud. I just like damn why much EJ hate. So if you wondering why EJ hate, you obviously looking at certain channels who you believe outside of mine, because I'm not hating on Errol Spence. I'm not hating. Undisputed is overrated at 47 anyway. Well, somebody needs to do it. You know what I'm saying? It cannot be overrated only because individuals are procrastinating and making the shit pop. We need for Undisputed to pop at welterweight. We can't get that because the shit is becoming a kaleidoscope. Shit's everywhere. We need to just goddamn hone in, get these belts consolidated, and mesh them all together. That's all we need. We need that fight. Because that man said no tune-ups. I want a champion next. If it ain't a mandatory, Ugas with his belt or Crawford, then I got issues with any other fight. Salute, man. I salute that. I never said anything about strength. People forget Bud got shot in the head. No mention of that. Hey, D Hodge, I don't like bringing up excuses when he going out here goddamn knocking heads off. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to bring up what he went through in life. You right. But he's knocking heads off in the welterweight division. Off with their head. You know what I'm saying? Off with their head. He's King say mofos can't praise Crawford without shitting on Spence. That's how it goes. Mitch is just on his shiznick today. He's not willing on this Saturday to understand that this is no hate to Errol. Like, I speak for myself. This is no hate to Errol. I'm just basically giving a description on what has transpired. Now, opinions aren't based off fact. You know what I'm saying? It's just an opinion. You've heard me say people can't talk about Errol without hating on Bud. I've said that. Oh, you must have heard whole Russell Jr. take. Ugas is champion. Ugas win over Pacquiao has more value than a corrupted sanctioned body belt. Both great fighters. I personally think Spence win the fight. I love to see that. You have the right to be wrong, Mitch. Bro, you have the right to be absolutely and utterly wrong, bro. Know that. I am not sitting up here judging you. You have the right to be wrong. Spence fans be shitting on Crawford as well. I just feel like Spence hate be more forced. Man, stop it. Stop it, dog. Stop it on this Saturday. You trying to ruin people's weekend with that. Stop it, man. WBA doesn't want Spence to unify with their belt anyway. They didn't reinstate Pacquiao, and they all hell bent on making Ugas fight in a tournament. Might as well fight Ugas. Damn, praise Bud all you want. Now, Deshaun, I must tell you, being that I have accomplished a little bit in my lifetime with a college degree. When people write in caps, it's a bit nerve-wracking because it does nothing for my reading ability. Like, real talk, I'm not trying to be facetious, but when you put shit in all caps to a man in his 50s, it just does something. I was like, I'm talking to a grown adult, bro. Why write in all caps, bro? I can read it all the same. Whether it's lowercase or capital, it doesn't matter there, Deshaun. Damn, praise Bud all you want. I don't give. I got to deepen my voice because it's in all caps. Y'all won't. I don't give a damn. But stop the EJ hate. Like you say, stop the Bud hate. Even though I don't even talk about old boy. All I ever, man, you whining, Deshaun. You're whining, man. You're whining. And if you was any closer, I would take you a box of tissue right now and say, here, happy holidays. You're whining, man. Ugas will receive his biggest payday fighting Spence for sure, and a chance to be labeled the top welterweight if he wins. Payday and recognition, then Ugas can fight Crawford. Makes sense for Ugas. If it all works out, like payday shit, at the end of the day, man, you get a payday and you lose the fight, people are going to disrespect you even more. I can care less, what other people perception is about that. When you sit up here and you step in with a fighter and people are talking about this, you in there for a payday and you lose that shit, they're not going to remember you in a week. They're just going to say, okay, so-and-so got his payday and he's out. Just like when we heard Caleb Plant in there talking to Canelo Alvarez. No one's talking about Caleb Plant right now. He lost his title. His name probably won't come back up until or if Canelo Alvarez vacate at 168. But when they see him in the 9th round talking and have a conversation and then get stopped, nobody respect that. They just say, oh, yeah, he went in and got 10 million plus. He's happy. Spence fought a lot of his early fights above 147 limit because them opponents wanted to use 10-ounce gloves instead of 8-ounce. Big difference. Listen, boxing has been, if you look at the 8 and 10-ounce gloves, we can't sit up here and act like boxing once again didn't have rule changes, and those rule changes wasn't implemented. We cannot sit up here and say, oh, let's place that culpability on his opponents because they wanted to use this glove. Why? The scales are the scales, right? Numbers don't lie, right? Numbers don't lie, right? Even back in 2012, do numbers lie? Because Terrence Crawford was able to fight at 3 weight divisions. He balanced the scales correctly. And the last time I checked, wasn't Terrence Crawford in boxing before Errol Spence? I'm just curious. Errol, first fight was 2012, right? His first professional fight was 2012. And I think Crawford came in around 08, didn't he? Let me check. Yeah, he came in March of 08. I'm looking at his shit. I'm just saying, if you want to fight at a certain weight class and pick up a championship, you got to have the discipline to do so. It's sad he's doing all this Bud praising, but at the end of the day, he's going to be on the wrong side of history when Bud lose. When is that supposed to be? Let me know. Drop it in the live chat. When is that supposed to be? When is that supposed to be? Just let me know, because right now, he's won all his fights at welterweight. He's undefeated with all KOs. So therefore, I know how you're feeling. You know what I'm saying? I know how you're feeling deep down inside. Go to the doctor, take a bear or an Aleve, calm down before you hurt yourself. You can't sit up here and wish bad on Bud, who's doing everything right in boxing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't be mad. Bud got all the credentials and still going to lose to EJ. I mean, you're the only one on here saying that. IB on deck. What's good with you? Salute WCS, my brother. Salute to you, IB. What's good, man? Mike, why he ducked Bud 140? Mikey got his ass up out of there. Even the brother Trick Noty said it. Errol drinks too much. Talk to him, UK. He ain't the only one. Said that. He's not the only one, y'all. It's been some boxers who saying the same thing over there. But who am I to get on here and start telling y'all who I talk to and who told me what? I've got it from people that's over there in Texas. Respect to both Bud and Errol, but I got Errol. Okay, for sure. Like I told Mitch, there IB. All right. You have every right to be absolutely wrong. Okay. So don't take it personal. You have every right there, IB, to be absolutely wrong. We need to see the freaking fight. That's all we want. None of these guys are really active. We all know Danny Garcia was waiting for the results of Porter versus Spence because he had next. Yes, sir. And then he went in there and became a General Bob. Motherfucker was just punching and punching and punching and punching. And unrivaled boxing, fuck you. Every time you hop on the panel, you can't shut the fuck up and you don't even know what the fuck you talking about. I'm not worried about it. Your mom's a casual. Freaking hating. But hey, at the end of the day, that's what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? I just want, it's one of those deals where, y'all have to go into 2022 with a different attitude. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have to go in 22 with a different attitude when it comes down to it. You have to the end of the year. And I know a lot of y'all going to be fucked up in December. You know what I'm saying? Y'all going to be celebrating as 21 ushers in 22, and y'all going to be getting fucked up while you in your inebriated state. I want you to do me something. I want you to do a favor for me. Do me a favor. For those of you that's planning on getting inebriated again this year. Just think about all the rhetoric that you've placed out there against Terrence Crawford. Ask God for forgiveness, all right, while you're still in 21, and go into 22 with a clean slate, a clear heart. You know what I'm saying? That's all you have to do. And also sign my open invitation to become a team member of Bud Crawford. We will get the certificates out as quick as possible. But 2022, hopefully we're able to see Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence so he can become lucky number 7, baby. Yes, sir. So he can become lucky number 7. You don't need no tune-up, dog. You do not need a tune-up. Let's make the Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence fight. Because listen, Terrence Crawford is doing Errol Spence a favor. He don't need this man. He don't need this man for his legacy because Errol Spence ain't did shit in his career as of yet to be considered a notch, a medal to have on your resume. Look, Terrence Crawford beat Errol Spence. It's just another name on his resume on the left side of the win column. Point blank, period. And then what it does is it causes more people on YouTube to get viewership and, get some stipend money, get some YouTube money. Because they have to sit up here and explain to their viewers why they was absolutely wrong. And then me, I'm just going to be lurking in the background in the shadows and shit. I might drop in and just post a little small emoji or something like that. I'm not gonna sit up here and rub it, and just go over the top with it. But all I'm saying is I don't believe Errol Spence fans are really that confident that he can defeat Terrence Crawford. I think they putting on a facade. They want people to believe that shit. They're coming creative with a lot of their live topics or whatever, thumbnails, and all that. They truly don't believe Errol Spence can beat Terrence Crawford. So being that they're limited on the content that they have to put on these live streams, they've went back to one old folklore. Errol Spence is bigger than Terrence Crawford. Errol Spence is the boogeyman. The only person that Errol Spence is scaring is his shadow, goddammit. He ain't scaring nobody else outside of that silhouette. I'm just being honest. Why are y'all not recognizing that this size thing that y'all talking about is not the healthy size? It's not the healthy size. I remember Errol Spence fans used to gloat and brag about how big Errol was in between fights. Now that it came out that he be drinking in between fights and putting on all that weight, admittance from himself. Why are y'all still sitting up here trying to bring back that folklore? He's the boogeyman of the welterweight division. He's stronger than Terrence Crawford. He's bigger than Terrence Crawford. Ain't that what y'all was saying about Sean Porter? He's always coming in shape. He's a dog. His tenaciousness, he's gonna bring it. If they fight, if Bud fight him inside, he gonna get knocked out. Oh my God. Lord Jesus, I come to you today to ask forgiveness for these Errol Spence fans. Though not all of them should be held accountable for the buffoonery that exists on YouTube. I just want you, Lord, to just raise them up with a month remaining in 2021 and carry them forward into 2022 with a new heart. That's all I want you to do. Because it's due unto them as you would have them do unto you. So I want to extend that olive branch to the Errol Spence fans to come on over. The gate is open. The streets are gold. And of course, you're going to see some championship belts around that motherfucker. That's just inevitable. You know what I'm saying? So just walk those golden streets into the gates. You know what I'm saying? And join the winning team. That's all I'm saying. You still have time. Okay? Ali on deck. Can Spence bring enough to make it go to a decision card in 2022? I don't know. That's just, look, look, Ali, to answer your question, it's hard for me to say what Spence can do, but I can tell you this. Off the paperwork, right? Off the register, off the record. Well, on the record in this case, on the record with Terrence Crawford, he stopped all of his opponents at welterweight. All of them. And they just overlooked that shit. They just scan over that like nothing ever was done. He has stopped every opponent from the champion, Jeff Horn, all the way to the former champion, Kell Brook. What more do you want from him? Well, now that Bob is out the way, Bud is saying who's next. Hey, he may feel more confident that he can get the fights that he wants now, Ali. You know what I'm saying? Which is great. Still ain't seen no Porter fans shaking my head a lot before the fight. See, D. Hodges, let me get some clarifications, D. Hodges. Those Porter fans was Errol fans, all right? So you combine the Errol fans and the Porter fans, right? They basically joined together in unison to go against Terrence Crawford fans. They never was honest, genuine Porter fans. It was just Errol fans hating and wanting to gather up and increase their numbers heading into the Terrence Crawford fight. Period. That's all that was. It's called plotting. It's called premeditated hating. That's all that is. They had ill intent, and they was hoping that Terrence Crawford goes in there and loses. But as it played out in front of everybody, Terrence Bud Crawford was the first one to stop Sean Porter. And check this out. And he would be the first one to stop Errol Spence. It's imminent. It's imminent, people. It's not even a question. Bud's more accomplished in the sport of boxing than Spence. I think, to caveat to that, IB, it's true words that you just said. I look at it like people are trying to, they're not trying, they are. They're ignoring. They're just putting it out as if it has no value on what he's accomplished in boxing. When boxing, all your divisions They follow you. All your accomplishments from the what you did before, it follows you in your boxing career. So if you move up to another division, and let's just say you're Shakur Stevenson, they're going to recognize him as a two-weight champion. You know what I'm saying? They're going to recognize him as a two-weight champion. All your credentials carry forward to your progress in the sport. So people need to make that one of their priorities. You know what I'm saying? God damn. It's not that difficult, people. I'm just saying. It's not that difficult, Shawty. Hey, man. I'm not. Let me say, neither Spence nor Crawford are just another notch in the win column. Neither Spence nor Crawford is another notch in the win column for each other. This fight is for legacy. These two fighters are tied to each other until further notice, both undefeated pound for pound guys. Okay, the latter half of that is true. They both undefeated pound for pound guys. All right. But this fight for legacy is more so for Errol Spence, period. Errol Spence has the one that made the declaration that he wanted the unified 147-pound division. Not Crawford. Spence did that. Spence said he wanted to unify. Why? Because he doesn't have any other damn medals in any other divisions than 147. So of course he's going to put it out there. But once again, I must give this public service announcement. He has not fulfilled any of it. He's not even, look, he can't even get a hold of the WBA. He definitely haven't been able to get a hold of the WBO. I mean, like, dude, to put that declaration out there, you can't hold Crawford accountable. You can't say this is a legacy fight for Crawford. You can't say it, because if you're going to say it's a legacy fight for Crawford, then who has Sean Porter been in there with he's lost to? If y'all going to credit Sean Porter for stepping in there with the big names and Terrence Crawford was the one who stopped him, isn't Sean Porter's freaking Wall Street holding more than Errol Spence right now? I mean, think about it. Both of them have held the same world championship. But Errol Spence haven't fought Keith Thurman. Sean Porter fought Keith Thurman when he was a unified champion, man. Who holds more value when it comes to stepping in there with bigger names? You got to give credit what credit's due, man. Real talk. You got to give credit what credit is due. Don't act like Sean Porter ain't stepped in there with some big names. Does Errol Spence have a Pacquiao or your Dinas Ugas? A Terrence Crawford? Keith Thurman? Does he? Then they'll turn around and say, well, neither does Terrence Crawford. You're right. But check this out. He is a 3-weight champion. He has the undisputed 140. Errol Spence does not have that. Errol Spence does not have a divisional championship outside of 47. From AB to Tank, they have seen and know each other coming up the ranks and know within themselves what's the real about each one. I mean, they should. They boys. You know, they boys. They've been knowing each other for a while. Absolutely. But they're not going to fight each other. You know, even for a payday, they're not going to fight each other. You know? But my people, I have pretty much exhausted my time limit. It's going on 2 hours. And, you know, I just want to get on here since, you know, it's the weekend and everything. It's fight night. You have Stephen Fulton versus Brandon Figueroa. You have Teofimo Lopez going there against George Kambosos. 2 main events. And also, you have the triad comeback going on which hosted by Triller. I'm not gonna get too far into that, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out to Michael Seals. That's out of the A. He trained at Elite Boxing. I'm definitely going for him. And this is going to be a new freaking style for him, because in triad combat, you are allowed to clinch and punch just like in bare knuckle boxing. Now he's fighting Mike Perry, a former UFC combatant, right? So when you're able to hold and clinch, when you're able to clinch and punch, it becomes different, man. Like, that's where MMA fighters have that training experience to fight on the inside. Why you think Mike Perry grabbed hold of Michael Seals? It was to fuck with him, to say, hey, I get to clinch on to you. You know what I'm saying? If you train a sport where you're clinching, guess what? The person that's gonna, if they don't get knocked out first, the practitioner that has been training how to clinch and fight on the inside, guess what? They should have the advantage. And it's tough, man. It's tough to fight on the inside. A lot of boxers can't fight on the inside. But Mike Perry going in there, I'm going for Michael Seals, man. The best way is to go in there and knock that motherfucker out so he won't even clinch you. You want him clenching his fist while he's stretched out on the canvas than anything. You know what I'm saying? Period. It's cool, comeback. You have the right to be absolutely wrong. Nah, shawty. Don't even use me. Don't even use my line, dog. But today, Mitch, I have to grant you that Star Pupil Award. I appreciate you for showing up. You know what I'm saying? And everybody else that popped up in here. And the ones that made those comments, like I say, you have the right to be absolutely wrong. And some of you were absolutely and utterly wrong today, but we'll get over it. We'll get past it. That include Mitch too. Mitch was on his going against the grain shit today. You know what I'm saying? The topic is Terrence Crawford, but he wants to support Errol Spence. You have the right to do what you want. But man, y'all hold it down, man. Continue to support WCS, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Team Williams, December 11, Madison Square Garden. Tune in to the fights. I may be on later to talk about the post-fight reaction. I'm not sure if I'm going to tune in for the Teofimo and George Kambosos. I might. You know what I'm saying? I might. That's going to be a good fight, to be honest. That's going to be a good fight. And also, shout out to Gary Antonio Russell. They're stepping in there, man. I'm looking forward to seeing him fight from that Russell clan over there. But y'all hold it down, man. Try not to tune in to World Combat Sports. I'm out.